Have you ever felt that when it rains, it pours? Like something will go wrong and then it seems to snowball, another thing will happen and another thing will happen. And we're like, why is this happening to me? And have you ever had somebody tell you, or people tell you, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you? Like, I get that it's happening for me, but in the moment when all these things are happening, it doesn't feel good. And it feels like it's happening to me. I don't know about you, but it feels like it's happening to me versus for me. And until we're down the road until we can look back on that situation, we don't really see how it's happening for us. So I wanted to share with you, because I went through something recently. And so I thought I wanted to share something, how I move through it, or how I'm moving through the process. When we're moving towards something, we have a vision, we're taking action on it, and we're gaining momentum. This is what happened to me, we're getting momentum. And then all of a sudden, boom, a door slams, right? Not something that we wanted to happen. We think we're going to move down this track in a certain direction with everything moving in a certain way. And then boom, the door slams, right? And then boom, another door slams. Does that ever happen to you? And it's like, oh my gosh, what is happening in my life? Why are all these things happening to me, especially all at once? So I wanted to share with you something that I do. I do it when things are going great. And I also do it especially because it's harder to do what I'm going to share with you when things are harder, when things are not going so great, when those doors might be slamming on me, or when I'm moving through a situation that doesn't bring me joy, doesn't make me feel good, makes me sad. And this is one of the things that I do on a regular basis, which helps move me forward through those times a little easier. So I hope that this serves you and helps you as well. So what I do, and you've heard this word before, it's used a lot these days. And sometimes I think maybe people overuse it, but it's super, super, super important to have in your life and to have a process to implement in order to put this into practice. And what I'm sharing with you is all about the practice of gratitude. And I want to share with you what my practice looks like and how I practice gratitude in the hopes that it will serve you as well. Because I'm going to share with you that since I started doing this on a regular basis, I do not do it every day. I'm working towards that. I'm not perfect about it. I'm far from perfect. I do it most days. And I do it a certain way. And the way I've been doing it seems to work because the things that I'm grateful for seem to be showing up more and more. And the universe, God, however you believe, whatever you call it, seems to bring those people to me that will help me get to where I want to go, or create that future gratitude that I'm going to share with you as well. So I'm going to share with you how I do it, because I do it a different way than many people do it. Some people say it out loud, they'll think about it. I actually write it down. I write it in a journal. And if you're watching on YouTube or on the S.H.E podcast.com, you can see my journal. If you're listening, you can't see it, but you can always go there and check it out. And I got it at Barnes & Noble. It's a journal that I thought was beautiful. So my first recommendation would be get a journal that makes you feel good, right? That is designed like pleasantly appealing to you. So it makes you already start like maybe with a smile, or maybe it gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling. Like mine has flowers and it's all shaped in the heart. As you know, it's a tree with flowers and leaves in red, and it's shaped on a heart in front. So it just lights me up when I see it, and I get excited to actually write my gratitude down. So the way I do gratitude is a little different than other people as well. I will write my current gratitude. So I'm actually going to show you inside also what my gratitude looks like, so you can kind of see how I do it. And some days I have a page, some days I'll have 2 pages, some days I'll only have like 5. Because some days are harder than others. If I'm going through a challenging event, or I'm grieving the loss of someone or something that I've been going through, then it could be a little more of a challenge to write it. But once I do write it and I put it out there, it puts me in a better state. It shifts. My energy shifts. My attitude shifts. My outlook on what's happening in the moment also shifts for the better. So the way I write my gratitude is I get up at 5:30 in the morning on most days. I have 2 kids. I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. So getting up that early, I get a lot done. I start with my gratitude, and I start moving a little, get my body moving, and also I get some work done. And it's one of my most productive times is between 5:30 and 8:30 in the morning. or between 5 and 8 before I get my kids up to get them moving for school. So do what works for you when it comes to the practice of gratitude. Do it. You can do it in the evening. You can take time out of your day. You can do it at lunchtime. Whatever time works best for you, you do you, because that's how you're going to really start implementing it more on a regular basis. If you can be present to that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it looks like for you that you're putting this into practice. So I write it in my journal. And the way I start is I start in current present gratitude. What am I grateful for right now? I will tell you, it always starts with my children. Always, they're always number one. And yours might change. It could change on a daily basis what your number one is. Mine happens to always be my children, number one. And then I keep writing. I let it flow. I don't think a lot into it. When it stops flowing, I stop writing. And that's how long my gratitude will be. So if you're struggling with it, come up with one piece of gratitude to start, or three things you're grateful for. Some days it could just be that the sun is shining. I'll sit outside some days and write my gratitude, and I'm grateful, especially if I'm grieving something, or I'm sad, or I'm in one of those, I'm not in a really happy mood, then I'm just grateful to hear the birds singing, because they're bringing me joy in the moment, and I'm connecting with nature. You could be, I'm grateful for my health, right? I'm grateful for the abundance around me. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my bed, right? If you do this, if you're sitting in bed and you're writing in your journal, you can say, I'm grateful for my bed. Whatever comes to you, just write it down, let it flow. There's no right or wrong. The way one person does it doesn't mean you have to do it the same way. I love writing in the journal, because when I'm writing it, I'm thinking it as I'm writing it, and I'm also seeing it. So I'm getting more ways of connecting to that piece of gratitude when I'm writing it and letting it flow from a stream of consciousness, right? Letting it flow and writing it down. And I also like going back and reading it sometimes too, which is nice. When you write it down, you can actually go back and revisit it. If you're having a challenging moment in the day, you can always open up your journal and see what you wrote that day, or go to a previous day and see what you wrote. And that'll help shift you as well. So I start with current gratitude. Then I just let it flow, and I flow into future gratitude. And can I tell you, since I've been doing future gratitude and adding that to my gratitude practice, I have manifested incredible things. Things have shown up that I was grateful for in the future, and it just happens to show up in my life. And then I don't even realize it at the time. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I realize it, sometimes I don't. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been writing that in my gratitude journal, and it's here. And I didn't do anything specific to make it happen. I was just grateful for it. I asked for it. I released it, and God, the universe, found a way to bring it to me. Some of these things, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm grateful for it, because it might be something I want. It could be something tangible. It could be something intangible. Maybe you're looking for your partner, right? Your forever person. You can write, I'm grateful to be waking up next to that person every day, right? Or maybe it is you want something new for your home. I'm grateful for my new kitchen. It could be anything. And I have written both of those things down. So just so you know, they're not coming from out of the blue. I have written these things down. So just think about what you want for the future. Maybe it's attracting new clients into your business. I'm grateful for the new clients that are consistently enrolling into my coaching program. Or I'm grateful for the healthy relationships that I am in, right? So whatever it is that you want for your future, then write it down as it's future gratitude. I know you don't have it yet, but you write it down as if it already happened. That's the key. You write it down, your future gratitude, what you want or what you're grateful to have for having in the future. That's in the future. You don't have it yet, but you're writing it down as if you've already had it. Because the key to this is, the beauty of this is, God, the universe, and how you're manifesting, your brain especially doesn't know the difference of whether you have it or you don't have it. All it knows is that you're grateful for it now. It thinks you already have it. So it opens those doors. It opens those doors. It creates, maybe it's an event, or it creates an experience, or it brings in a person that's going to help you get to achieving that, to bringing that, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is for your vision that you want, that you're grateful for now, it helps create and bring that to you. It's so, so beautiful. I invite you to do this practice. It's helped me a lot in manifesting the things that I want for my relationships, also manifesting the things that I want in my life. For me, my children, my family, my loved ones. It's also helped me create things I didn't know how I was going to create them, had no clue, didn't even know if it was possible. I just was grateful for it as if it already happened. I put it out there, right? I released it. I wasn't attached to it on how I was going to get it. And then all of a sudden, things aligned and they showed up in my life. And it's really beautiful when it happens. And I want that for you too. Also, I will share for you, when things are hard, when we feel like things are happening to us instead of for us, the gratitude practice, it is more challenging. I'm not going to lie. It's more challenging to sit in gratitude when you're going through the hard stuff, and you may be having the ugly cries, or your heart might be broken, or it's just a really challenging, hard time for you and you feel alone. The practice of gratitude will help shift that. It will help you feel love, because you'll be enveloped in love. It's a really incredible, the energy. You'll start feeling yourself being enveloped in love. Also, if you're going through challenging stuff, definitely reach out to someone you trust. Have that tribe. It doesn't have to be 100 people. It could be 2, it could be 1, it could be 4, whatever it looks like for you, but have that person or people that you can reach out to and be honest and open with. And maybe it is to have that ugly cry with them, right? You're on the phone and you're sobbing and bawling, and they're just holding you. They're holding space for you. So definitely have that. And the practice of gratitude will help you move through that as well. So I invite you to get a journal. I invite you to find one that's, that resonates with you, that when you see it, you get excited to sit down and write in it, that brings you peace during those hard times, and just let it flow, right? Just ask for it. And some days it might just be one thing you're grateful for. Could just be one. Another day it could be 50, right? But I invite you to let it flow. I invite you to allow the miracles to come in and help you achieve and manifest the things that you want for your life and in your vision. And I invite you to share, right? Share with us. Reach out to me on social, on Instagram. You can, DM me. I would love to hear if this is new for you, if you're going to put it into practice, if you're already practicing it, I would love to hear what you've created through the practice of gratitude, or what it brings for you in your life, because I would love to, share that, or maybe we can have a conversation on this podcast about that. So thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I hope this supported you in some way. It has helped me, especially in the last couple of weeks. I'm grieving something, and it's been challenging. But this practice of gratitude and my friends, my tribe, my community, the people that love me unconditionally have really supported me as well. And if you need support in any way, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's S.H.E Coaching. And thank you so much for listening to this episode. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.